Hello friends, it's the start of a new week, start of many things. I'm not exactly leaving from where I typically leave from, but where I am leaving from I'll tell you about later. It's a surprise. Maybe it's not much of a surprise. It's not a big deal actually. But, oh crud. I had something in my head that I was going to talk about, and now I don't know where it went. Well, shoot. I was all prepped, primed and ready, and then my brain went poof, and now I forgot what I was going to talk about. So, what can we talk about today? Oh, let's see here. Well, first of all, I have an appointment to go get hip replacement surgery done, so, yay! I mean, there's that. At least that'll make me less of a broken person, which I look forward to. I do enjoy not being broken, or at least I hope I will enjoy not being broken, or working in the direction of not being broken any further. That would be good. I will enjoy that. So that will be until December 9th. And then after that, there's going to be a long period of no episodes. Because I'm going to be working from home, I'm going to be going on vacation, a lot of other things. I might sneak in a video every now and then just for shits. It won't be the drive home, it'll be the ride home. So there's that. Somebody had suggested some topics. One was Washington East Side versus West Side. It's very difficult for me to talk about because, as far as I know, West Side is where everything's at. We got Seattle, we got Tacoma, we got Olympia, we got we got Bellingham. We got everything cool, and then the East Side is a barren wasteland. Okay, it's not a wasteland, but it's just plains, and then we're separated by a nice mountain. So there's that, which is good. Not the separation, just it's a good ecology. I don't know. I think it looks nice because we got mountains on one side, on the peninsula. We got water, which is my favorite. We've got the city, and I'm a big fan of cities. Seattle's great. Seattle, I think, is my perfect city size. I like cities. I like that there's a lot of stuff to do in them. I like that there's a lot of modern stuff and things of that nature. What I don't like is when they get too big. I am not a fan of New York. Now, mind you, it might be my one experience, but when I went to New York, not a fan. Did not like it at all. It was crowded, it was gross, it was boring, it was just a bad experience. And then LA is kind of the same in my mind. A couple of times I've been there, it's big, it's gross, it's crowded, it's not terribly interesting. Traffic is shit. I mean, mind you, traffic here is pretty shit as well, but most of the time I don't have to deal with it. I either take transit or when I'm driving on that route, it's not during the busy traffic times. At least that's what I'm hoping for. So, and then we have mountains again, because mountains are nice, and why only have one mountain range when you can have two? And so we went with the second package and went with two mountain ranges, and then we have the fruitful plains of Eastern Washington. I mean, we are the tulip capital of the world. Which I found to be a very interesting little piece of trivia, because at least to my knowledge, when most people think tulips, they think Holland. Well, no, it's us. we actually grow way more tulips than Holland does, and of course apples, very well known for our apples, and that's got to grow somewhere, and it's certainly not going to grow in the city. So I'm pretty sure that's what Eastern Washington is all about. I hope. I've driven through it. That's all I know. And what I've driven through was plains. And I've never been to Spokane or along that direction. I think all of my experience of Eastern Washington was from southeastern Washington. So if you know more about Eastern Washington, please tell me about Eastern Washington. Enlighten me. I know about Wenatchee, but only when I was very young. So I don't remember most of it. And that's about it. That's all I know of Eastern Washington. So... Not a great topic. Not a good one. There is, however, also the topic of what sort of distraction should the American people now focus on to try to keep our minds off of politics. Well, there's Battlefield 1. And that's okay, I guess. I don't know. Big multiplayer game. I'm still not a real fan of those, but I keep getting suckered into them because my friends play. And so I play, because I want to play with my friends. But I'm not a huge fan of those games. Although I've heard good things about Titan 2. I like the original Titanfall. Sorry, Titanfall 2, not Titan 2. So I enjoyed the original Titanfall. It was pretty good. You can't go wrong with giant mechs. Everybody loves giant mechs. And then there was the 4-player co-op mode, which tickled me pink because I love co-op. Co-op's my favorite thing, and I'm hoping they bring that back with Titanfall 2. Titanfall 2 also added a single-player campaign, and that'll be fun. I've heard really good things about it, surprisingly good things about it. So yeah, there's that. There is, of course, good old-fashioned tabletop role-playing. I highly recommend that for anyone, mainly because it is a very social activity. You get to hang out with your friends, you get to make up stories and characters and things of that nature, which is a blast. And it prepares you for the modern world because you get to learn how to socially interact with people in a safe environment. You also get to come up with creative problem solving because if your GM is any good, punching things until they go away doesn't always work. And I like to think of myself as a pretty good GM. And so you can consider on that, play on that, and I'll see you guys at home.